these are really great centers of excellence, right? And when they connect, things get discovered, right? And we do this for clients, for our telecommunication clients. We have some wonderful centers of excellence here on telecommunications. And then when you marry them with, say, a mobility center out of Zurich, the two came together, and they come up with a new business model, something called mobile advertising. This idea when you connect these together. And so my one word when I think of a business model, I think the thought is global integration. No matter where you do your business, it's global integration. Now, so where do you find people that thrive on that kind of model? This may be the most important. I think the second thing for innovation, it is about taking a new look at talent, a very new look. And what I mean by that, I think India, and here as we look around, this has been a wonderful and will continue to be for many, many, many times in years to come, a wonderful source of talent, a wonderful source, as everyone has talked about. And it has been a wonderful way for us to serve our clients. But there are these economies of expertise. They are growing around the world, be that Vietnam, 2 million young people, aggressive, a country with 95% literacy. Take a look at, look at the Philippines, look at Israel for R&D, and with the cost of communications, right? When a transistor now costs less than a grain of rice to build, things can be connected. And so think about that, all of this resource around. So what would you do about taking a new view on talent, right? Take a new view. One of the very first things you would do, I think it changes the whole life cycle of how we plan, how we train, and how we develop leaders, and how we plan. I think about here in India, we think about what you need 12 months out, a year, 2 years, 3 years, and where is that expertise going to be? Are you going to skill for it? Are you going to skill up for it? Skill places? So a longer-term horizon on planning. The second thing, I think almost as equally important, is nowadays, as we train people, the one word I think of is train them to be global citizens. They will end up working everywhere and anywhere, and on problems anywhere and everywhere. This idea of a global citizen. And then third, it's probably something I think most contemporary in everyone's mind, and that is leadership development. Another one of these surveys we just finished, which was around looking at a survey from HR leaders, 400 around the world. Do you know what the number one issue most cited? 88% in Asia, 77% outside, was how to develop leaders who were globally aware. Globally aware. So, first one, globally integrated business model. I think second, the word I think of when I think about looking and taking a new view on talent, it would be all around global citizens. And then the third would be about a mindset, a new mindset for innovation that will really drive. And that's what I'll conclude on. The thought about a new mindset, again, when you think about innovation, innovation doesn't just sort of come from a few people. It isn't a department. And so when I think about innovation and a mindset for it, one of the very first things I really do believe you have to have is to create this culture of innovation, and that's to have a long-term view about what it is you want to do with innovation. The second thing, very interesting, is I think what innovation requires is a non-hierarchical environment. And it is embracing, I think, a whole set of workforce that's coming online from around the world that is very used to working in that environment. Very energizing, in fact. And I don't know any of you that, I should ask you to raise your hand. Does anyone play any of these electronic games? Or does no gaming people in the whole, oh, only the front row. Oh, okay, people are sort of admitting this. Think of things like World of Warcraft. Those of you who know some of these electronic games, there's a whole generation of 20-somethings now out in the marketplace and looking for work. It's wonderful. They actually form teams very dynamically, and the leaders just emerge. They get the projects organized, who does what. They have everything done. They complete their mission. They go apart. They don't even know where they come from. And from where, obviously, they're electronic, how they put these things together. This is our workforce of the future. And in fact, we've actually taken to actually having people identify if they're gaming people, because they make some of the best project managers that are out there. So it's an idea of, second, non-hierarchical, embrace that in this new workforce. And then third, It's all around a culture of collaboration, right? I think we've talked about, and why is that so important? It's to do things that are distinctive. And I saw some of the awards that were given out earlier. Those were all about doing things that were distinctive, right? So whether that's, real-time risk management for financial services, or really using integrated patient records for healthcare, or banking the unbanked, whatever that might be, this idea of collaboration and taking and creating an environment where if you're a software person, if you're an industry person, a consultant, you're a hardware person, microelectronics, a researcher, and they can come together and create something. And that, in fact, I think is neither day nor night, as you said. It's something in the middle that creates something very different there. So, just as I say, as I listen to clients around the world and the idea, a business model that's globally integrated, a new view on talent, and then last, this idea about a new mindset around innovation. Because I think if we do that, success will rely on this innovation, but with a knowledge economy as an enabler, there clearly, in my mind, is opportunity for many more people, and if we lead very wisely on this idea, I think a great chance for security and prosperity for many. Thank you. Good.